I've just landed in Singapore after a really pleasant 2-hour flight on Thai Airways from Bangkok. This is my first time ever in Singapore and even in the Singapore airport. I have a 3-hour layover and I'm really looking forward to just discovering the lounge. My first impressions of the airport are that it's really nice, modern, beautiful, some nice ambient mood lighting. We arrived in Terminal 1 and my next flight was in Terminal 2, so I made my way to the SkyTrain. Something about the view of the city from the SkyTrain reminded me of the LAX airport. Maybe it was the palm trees and modern highways. I had an internal debate about whether I should explore the airport or just head straight to the lounge. But ultimately the lounge won out. It's not every day you get to eat and drink for free. The next leg of my journey is on Singapore Airlines, so I am headed now to the Singapore Airlines lounge, which is upstairs here on the 2nd floor. I just saw there's 2 different lounges, so I'm not sure which one I'm actually supposed to go to, but I will find out. Upon first glance, the SilverKris lounge seemed crowded and more of a place for short transits to refuel rather than a place for longer layovers. There weren't any napping areas, but there were plenty of seats and places to work quietly. There was an excellent array of food options, so much so that I made several trips to refill my plate and try the various dishes. While there was no bartender, there were a variety of drinks on offer from champagne to wine, spirits and soft drinks. I was more than happy with a cup of Moroccan mint tea. I couldn't get enough of this pasta, by the way. With how much I ate, I felt like I was making up for the 3 weeks of being in India where I was sick and under-eating. I went to the computer workstation and connected to the Wi-Fi. The internet speeds were fast and I had no problem working online. I wanted to check out the bathroom before I left. Everything was meticulously clean and there were shower rooms available, though I didn't need one coming from such a short flight. Those 2 hours in the lounge just flew by. Basically, all I did was eat, and I was also able to do some work there. So now I'm headed to my gate. I have a 3-hour flight approximately to Denpasar, Bali, and I am so excited to be back in Bali and to not actually be traveling again for another couple months. But I did already have to book my flight out of Bali in 2 months to Australia, because last time I flew into Bali, they asked me for proof of onward travel. So I just wanted to be safe about that, but actually nobody asked me this time, maybe because I was flying in business class, I'm not sure. But anyway, I am set and ready to go now. I gotta find my gate. It's so funny because yet again, my terminal is the very last one. It's the same as when I was leaving Bangkok and my flight to Singapore was the exact last terminal, and it's, I don't know why, but I just keep getting always the very last terminal. This flight was so on time that they had already begun general boarding, and I was only like 2 minutes or 3 minutes past the scheduled boarding time. So anyway, here we go, time to fly. It's kind of nice again. So in first and business class, you have your own separate jet bridge, and everybody else from business is already boarded, so now it's my turn.
Good evening.
Good evening, thank you.
You ready for a holiday now?
I'm ready to live in Bali for a few months.
That's nice!
Yeah, I'm excited.
Can I follow?
But you get to come every day, don't you?
Next week for just 1 week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too short.
But it's beautiful, you'll enjoy.
This way, darling. So this way.
Okay, thank
Now
you.
we are cross section, right?
have is just the one right in front, but there was a man right next to me, and I asked the steward if there were any open seats where there was nobody else next to me. So now I have both of these seats here. I'm at the last row in business class. No complaints for me. This is my first time flying Singapore Air. So far the plane looks nice. I guess some people would say it's a little bit dated, but as someone who doesn't often fly business class, anytime I'm in business class, I'm happy. I also found the welcome on this airplane to be really warm, more so than probably any other airline I've ever flown before. It's just really nice when people also call you by your name and are just welcoming. So I'm excited for this flight. It's 3 hours to Bali and we'll be taking off shortly. There was no shortage of ways to charge my electrical devices with both an outlet and USB connections in the seat. The headphones were also excellent quality. The seat controls were hidden in the armrest, and once we got in the air, it was easy to get comfortable. As you can see, the entire last row of the business class cabin was wide open. The cabin was maybe only half full. The service was so attentive and friendly. I've definitely become a convert and want to fly Singapore Airlines as often as possible from now on. Our takeoff was slightly delayed waiting for passengers from a connecting flight, but I couldn't care less. The more time I got to spend here drinking champagne and watching movies, the better. So I'm quite happy because on the Thai Airways flight from Bangkok to Singapore, I got to finish watching Crazy Rich Asians, which I had started a few weeks ago on a flight from Chiang Mai to Bangkok. And then I started watching Bohemian Rhapsody and almost finished that. And on this flight, they have Bohemian Rhapsody, so I'm going to finish watching that. And then they also have A Star is Born. I think maybe I'll watch that, why not? I just always watch new releases on airplanes. I never, ever, ever, ever go to the movie theater. I either watch movies on Netflix in bed or I watch them on airplanes. So I'm catching up on all the latest blockbusters now. Very shortly after this meal, I fell into a champagne stupor while watching A Star is Born. I'll have to wait until my next flight to find out how it ended.